Hi guys, how are you? Vladimir Ribakov here from Traders Academy Club. I hope you are well and you are safe. Many countries started to reopen their economy and well, hopefully life starts to slowly go to the normality we all miss. So I hope you are safe, you and yours of course, and everything is well. This is weekly Forex forecast, market analysis and forecast for the week of 17 to 22 of May 2020. If you are new to our channel, so first of all, welcome to the community. I hope you find it useful. I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel. Just follow the subscribe button below this video. As well, I would like to invite you to join our trading club and to join our free Telegram channel. Both links could be found below this video in the description and in the pinned comment, in the comment section. On Monday, I will publish my text format for the forecast, and you can come back to the video or and to find this link on Monday, or just go directly to my blog. VladimirRibakov.com, and you will see this post prepared for you by Monday. This is a weekly forecast in a written format version for your comfort, of course, so you can always come back and refer to the ideas as they were shared with you during the week. So we can see there are several ideas here published from previous week. You can click now on the right top corner and it would take you directly to this post, and you can review which of the opportunities did the best work for us, and we had several very good ones from previous week. So let's see what do we have for the coming week. I have a very interesting list, so let's begin. So the first one is the pound versus the dollar, which I find very interesting, and here is why. Starting from the higher time frame, after making well, I'm not talking even about a long-term drop. I'm talking even about just the shorter one, starting from the beginning of 2018. And looking on that, we definitely can see some slowdown on the moving average that happened before. That might be the beginning of some corrective mode here, and corrective mode could be in two waves, or it can make in some sort of a range until a new trend will start. The way I see that, the drops should provide some good opportunities for a bullish view. Now, as we had a first leg pushing here in sort of three waves, ending up with sort of double top with the bearish divergence bouncing directly from the 200 moving average. We had a beautiful harami there on a psychological level 125, and that delivers us a corrective cycle currently. After three pushes to the upside, two waves correction makes totally sense. Now we can look at the two waves, the bigger two waves on this way, if the count is the following, or if the count is the triple losing momentum, triple cycle and losing momentum with the bearish divergence, then the corrective cycle is going to be basically here. Now the biggest question is what's next with this pair. So as I mentioned before, well, let's take a look on the analysis we have here. We are approaching, after the three waves to the upside, we're approaching to the 50% Fibonacci retrace. We do have pretty strong supportive zone here on this area. It is the psychological and round number 120, and we can start to see some potential slowdown on the moving air, on the histogram of the MACD. Will that be enough or not to trigger some buys or to start a new uptrend? I don't know. It's too early to judge, but I definitely think that the short term, with the slowdown we can see currently happening, and the Fibos and the psychological level, I believe that this area should be the one that we will start to see divergence forming, and at least on the short term, to provide us some interesting opportunities to the bullish direction. From my point of view, very interesting days to pay attention to that. Let's take a look on the statistical part from the Forex crystal ball. Basically, you can see in 23, 21, right? 24. Very, very strong zone of following days here. Now, since this week is from 17 to 22, maybe by the second part of the week, these zones also, as you can see, very strong supportive areas. We will start to see some pushes to the upside. Again, I don't know to say right now if it's enough to trigger a long-term bullish view or not, but all the factors we currently discussed about start to look very, very interesting. Another very interesting fact is that from the crowd trading, the majority of retail traders are in buys already with average price around 124, 123.50. This is the zone. Now we are down 200 pips downstairs, the downside, and it's very interesting because as you probably know, but the majority of unexperienced traders, what they do is they buy too early and they sell too early, right? And then they start to regret, and then the moves start to happen. So the way I see that, that's why the bearish pressure is still on, but this area starts to be very, very interesting, and I believe, as I explained before, we should see some bounces to the upside from this zone. Will that be the beginning of the next uptrend or not? We will see. It's too early to judge, but as for now, it looks good. Let me know, what do you think about the pound dollar? How do you see the pound dollar? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? And share with me your view in the comment section below this video. Also, I would like to take the opportunity and to ask your support back. If you find the ideas and the analysis useful, helpful and educational, please show your support back in my work. As you know, this is completely free video for you and for the community, so feel free to share it with anyone you want, and please leave your feedback in the comment section, hit the like button. Your help is very much appreciated and of course helps to me and the channel, so thank you very much in advance. The next pair I have on mind is the Aussie versus the Kiwi, and for this pair we have here I'll try to explain from the longer view and the shorter view. For the longer view, I am very, very, very bullish here, and I expect this. Okay, well, I don't know if it's so deep, but stronger rallies as time goes. From the shorter view, I expect these zones to become and top. So we can see this area from the weekly chart. This is a classical clearance zone for all those who carry sells, and the majority of retail traders are carrying sells from around the 106, 107 areas. Again, too early, normally. But what I do love is the fact that this area is from the weekly and the daily is ending up here. Well, potentially, I don't know to say if the divergence will hit or not, but potentially a very, very strong zone. And I believe we are going to face some reaction here to the downside. As I said, I don't think it's going to be for a long term, but for the shorter term, I definitely think this area would deliver us the correction before further continuation upside. Also, very interesting thing to pay attention to is out of the last 7 weeks, 6 are very, very bullish. And we have a straight move from Bollinger to Bollinger, right? Making like about 50% deviation area currently right now. Normally, such things put more and more bearish pressure on the pair. The daily starts to slow down. I believe the 4 hour is going to slow down in this area and provide the divergence in the signals. And I will be looking for evidences here, like false breakouts, lower lows, or on the lower time frame to start and see 3 lower highs, lower lows to define bearish trend, engulfing, pin bars, and so on and so on. Very strong signs to pay attention to that will deliver us this opportunity to consider some bearish direction and maybe even find great opportunities in this direction. Well, That's the idea, right? So Aussie Kiwi is super interesting. Another very interesting fact here is that on statistical view, let me just go back to the statistical. No? Here. We are approaching also to very strong day zone. First of all, you can see here the area, right? Area of the resistances. For if you wonder where this number come from, this is the automated levels coming out of the Forex crystal ball. Now, these are the 24, 29, and by the end of the month and the beginning of the next one, you can see the very, very strong pressure. So the closer we get there, the stronger the pressure is going to be. And from my point of view, we are going to see a serious fight between the buyers and the sellers around this zone. Okay. Next pair on the list is Pound New Zealand. But before that, let me know, what do you think about Aussie Kiwi in the comment section below. Pound New Zealand, very interesting one maybe for the longer term. And here's how I would like to approach that. The way I see that, we are here in a sort of cycle here with the ending probabilities. And we should be dealing here with correction in 2 waves or any sort of a range. That means for me, rallies should be opportunities for sell. Now, the first leg was done here. So the next leg is either, if it's going to be the deeper move to the downside, then I believe this is what we should be exposed to. And that's how I would want to look for my opportunities. Assuming this leg is developing in 2 waves or even in a range, no problem. Sell the rallies is the way I see that. Now, watching on the bigger scale, right, we ended here with the divergence, so corrective movement would be ideal, where from I would be expecting from this pair to go and continue to the downside. So from my point of view, Pound New Zealand should be interesting in a bearish view. My analysis here is bearish, and I would expect to see some interesting opportunities in the direction. Next pair on the list that I have is Euro Kiwi, and also I'll split it by 2. From the daily time frame, we can see that we had here a slowing down push, right, in 3 waves. Bullish divergence came in play. So corrective cycle totally makes sense. Corrective cycle could be in 2 waves, and corrective cycle could be in a range. This or other way around, buy retraces is still the preferred idea here. So watching on the 4-hour chart, assuming this is the first leg on the bigger correction, we are making it in trending structure. The beautiful bullish divergence from the daily makes the impact, and the way I see that, retraces are still for buys. On the 1-hour chart, we got during the week fantastic an opportunity here with 3 waves, then 2 waves correction, and bullish hidden divergence coming in play and delivering the continuation. Now the divergence a bit expanded, so retraces are still for longer term should, from my point of view, deliver the buy opportunity. So we could get here in 2 waves, or even if it's a range, then just deeper retraces before continuation. But this should be, from my point of view, a very interesting direction for trading. Very interesting fact from my point of view is that majority of retail traders are in sales from this zone. Would you believe it? Okay, and we are talking here about the average price of 178. Okay, slightly below. That's where the majority of the retail traders attack the sells. And that's pretty much the whole story here. As we know, most of the unexperienced traders, those who just come in the market without any knowledge, normally trading too early without official signs or official reasons. And these numbers, from my point of view, are super interesting. So that's why I would expect to see some cover-ups here for their sells. Let's see. Time will tell. Let me know, how do you find the Euro Kiwi? Are you bullish here? If yes, where from or up to? Or if you are looking for sales, then why and where from? Share your view with the community and do that in the comment section, please. Thank you very much in advance. And let me know, do you like this idea so far? Hit the like button below the video if yes. The next one on the list, and that's what I have, a few instruments from the Forex view. And the next ones would be commodities, indices, and some surprises. And by the way, I mentioned at the beginning of the video my club. So for full list and daily live market analysis videos and trading reports, I invite you to join our club. Just follow the link below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. tradersacademyclub.com, and I hope to see you with us and to share with you more of the trading ideas. So the next one is oil, and oil is bullish, and it makes totally sense. If you think about it, the economy start to slowly open up. There is a serious cut of production and so on and so on. So it definitely makes sense to see the prices normalize themselves. This is the triple wave we have here. So the way I see that, we are in corrective cycle. So on the shorter view, I expect this zone to provide some temporary resistance. And the closer we get there, the stronger I believe the pressure would be. Also, don't forget, too much optimism normally provides the opposite direction. And the majority of traders or investors will start to be too optimistic right now. So I definitely think this area is going to be the area that will deliver some corrections before further continuation upside. So looking for these retraces for buys from my point of view is the right thing. I might be of course wrong, but this is pretty much how I see that. What do you think about oil? Please share your view in the comment section below this video. Next one, DAX, and DAX is very interesting, and here is why. After the three waves to the upside and the bearish divergence that we saw here, we got a two waves correction. And here is the biggest question coming out. If that's the two waves, that means we are in potentially, by breaking this trend line, we are in potentially going to deliver the second wave correction, which is very, very, very possible. Because if it does, which could be totally logical scenario, we're just going in an expanded correction here until this divergence would complete or rebuild itself before the next move down. Again, that's the longer term view as for now. But will that happen? Well, this is what we will need to see. If this trend line is broken and we start to gain a trending structure, then likely to assume the second leg is going to build up before the next move down. But here is the alternative scenario to pay attention to. If we build a bearish trending structure. Because if we get the bearish trending structure, that means that this is already the top after the ABCD correction. And that's all for the bulls. Okay? So the current, let's say, few weeks going to be the deciding. Or we're gonna complete these two waves, complete the ABC, the deep ABCD correction, and then strong move down. Or if we get a new low, then very likely to assume that the bearish trend already in play, and then we're gonna hit the low. Now the biggest question here, what's next? I personally would not be surprised if we will play this way as I showed before until some bearish hidden divergence completes here before trend continuation. But too early to know that. Definitely interesting instrument from my point of view to follow. And here are the next two. So I have two more, and that's LUFTHANSA and the Bitcoin. So what I see in Lufthansa is a very strong, sharp move down, which totally makes sense, right? But look where it started from. And I don't think the long term is already hit the bottom. Most likely not, even though it's kind of early to judge. But on the shorter term view, I definitely think that this drop is coming to its end. So if we measure here on this last movement, here is what we get. And what I would like to see here is one more drop to complete a second false break. This was the first false breakout or below this low. So I would want to see a new low to complete a false break, to complete a divergence, and then by the break above this falling wedge, I would be looking for bullish opportunities, at least on the shorter term, to enjoy some rallies. So the way I see that, Lufthansa becomes a very, very interesting one to follow. And the last one is the Bitcoin, and the way I see that, we need to complete this trending structure. So make something like that, to ideally to clean this level slightly above the 10,000. So if my read is correct, then I would be looking to continue to the bullish direction, ideally from the bottom of this consolidation, right? I would be looking for good signs to continue to the upside towards the area above 10,000. Also very important to remind, recently we all were exposed to the BTC halving, and it might have its impact on these instruments, on this instrument, and of course the industry as well. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you find it useful, please hit the like button, leave your feedback below this video, and feel free to share with anyone who you wish. And also, I would like once again to invite you to our trading club and to enjoy from our daily live market analysis videos and full trading report, coming with all the most interesting opportunities we find based on cycle and divergences techniques that I teach in the club. And that's all. Thank you very much for your time. I wish you a fantastic weekend and a week ahead. Please stay safe, be well, and best wishes to you and yours as well. I'll see you during the week with more interesting ideas. And until then, thank you very much. Stay safe.